Stephanie White didn't guess that would happen. Fans of Fever also didn't. The Dream beat up Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Sophie Cunningham. What then took place? A coach was speechless, fans were angry, and money was coming in quickly. Do not move. This drama from the summer is turning into a full-on storm, and we're going to come up with facts, not lies. All the, okay.
This seriously, and most of the games, a lot of the games this year for preseason have really been taken seriously by a few teams just because of the...
Let's talk about this mess from the preseason before Fever fans lose all their brain cells. Right now, Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's golden goose. She's the engine that should be running the whole Indiana machine, even if she's a rookie. But guess what? Coach Stephanie White is trying to make things better by moving in this awkward way, instead of giving her the keys. Get ready to defend like it's 2012 in UConn.
And it looked like there is more drama coming out of the Caitlin Clark pipeline with their final preseason game. Guys, for this one...
The way Caitlin is being used is almost rude. This is a playmaker from a previous age who is known for dropping dimes and pulling up from the logo like she's already in the three-point line, and she plays off-ball, off-ball. Someone please explain it. Let's see how many there are.
Issues going on with this team. Now Stephanie White has found herself in the middle of a controversy online already, and now we got Caitlin Clark being accused of pushing off. Then we got another player being accused of bear hugging and wrapping their arms around Caitlin Clark. There's a lot of drama going on.
Clark had 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 boards in the game against the Atlanta Dream. Looks cute for her middle age. At the break, she had 11 of those points. After that, she comes out in the third and scores twice. Only 2. Was she hurt? Not at all. Did she sit down? Not at all. Even though she was outside, you wouldn't have known it because she was doing exercise. She runs around screens like Reggie Miller with this system, but the ball never comes back to her for real. Not only does it not work, it's also rude. Even her skills aren't being used by the Fever. That's what people are angry about. You don't pick up the most exciting player in the history of women's college basketball just to hide someone else. This is where things get crazy. The attack was already making people mad, but when Caitlin started getting hit by the Dream defense, things really turned bad. There were elbows, full-on hip checks, hard closeouts, and the refs went to sleep. During one possession, she was hit so hard on a screen that she just laid there and looked at the ref as if to ask, "Are we playing tackle now?" Also, do you know who else was hot? There is Aaliyah Boston and Sophie Cunningham. People other than Caitlin were also being robbed. In the second quarter, Sophie got a hard foul that looked more like it came from the WWE than the WNBA. There was no flagrant, just a normal charge. Same thing for Aaliyah. It looked like she owed someone money because she was being swarmed in paint. Atlanta played so rough that you'd think it was already the playoffs, and the Fever didn't change much. At the same time, Stephanie White stood there with her arms crossed, as if she were leading a church league. It wasn't even a, "what the hell are you guys doing" moment. There wasn't a single technical foul or yelling match with the refs. She looked scared. I totally get it. If this is how things are during the offseason, just think of what will happen in June when the real games begin. This is where things get sketchy. Grace Berger was let go by the Fever, but Sydney Colson was kept. I have nothing against Colson. She has the look of an old pro. She's fun. She has good vibes. But does she give you time when it counts? Nope. As a backup PG, Berger did a good job. She could help spell Caitlin without making the whole attack fail. Fans knew about it. As soon as the cut was over, social media went crazy. People ask, why are we building a roster that doesn't even complement a Caitlin? That's the main problem. So let's stop right there. Build your team around a young star, player if you're going to do it. You can't pick up Steph Curry and then run an attack that relies on posts. But here we are. Now more than just fans are talking. There are also analysts joining in. Caitlin is being abused by the Fever, and people on WNBA Twitter and in shows are calling them out. There's a growing worry that her rookie year will be forgotten if she has to play this attack the whole season. It's not that she isn't talented. It's that bad coaching and bad play calls are getting in the way of her growth. Let's talk about power for a moment. Watch the game tape again. People were excited about the Dream. They played like they had something to say. I'm Caitlin Clark. It looked like she was taking care not to make a fuss. She even got a tech. It was likely the only time she showed any feeling all game. Also, guess what? That was her best moment. She looked alive at least. On the Fever, everyone else looked like they were waiting for the spread after the game. And yes, they did win the game, but only just. The win should have been a blowout, but it was ugly. Atlanta is still getting used to things. Are you telling me that Caitlin, Aaliyah, and Melissa Smith can't burn down that defense? There's a problem. Get off. There are warning signs. This isn't just crazy people on the internet. When 3 of your most important players are being hit on the floor and your coach does nothing. That moment when your star youngster stands in the corner and doesn't seem to be paying attention. When your attacking sets look more fancy than a YMCA scrum. Yes, let's talk. Don't even talk about space yet. Space between the Fever was terrible. One side is crowded, there are no driving lines, and the paint is dirty. Caitlin couldn't even go alone without running into a friend. What are you going to do when the floor looks like Best Buy on Black Friday? It's a mess. This is what I'll say. If this keeps up, Caitlin Clark will be less than impressive in more ways than one. She could get tired. There's more to it than just a fever. That's an issue with the league. She needs to do well for the WNBA, rates, merchandise, and new friends. She's the spark. You can't just stick the match into a wet sock and hope it starts to burn. What does Stephanie White plan to do? So far, please shrug. There was no fire at the press meeting, no changes to the lineup, and no sign that she even knows there's a problem. Either she's taking the long view, or she has no idea what she's doing. From what we've seen so far, I think Plan B is the best choice. It says a lot that she couldn't say anything after the Dream game. There are times when coaches can't say anything because they're shocked, embarrassed, or both. It looks bad either way. You don't have to be Pat Riley, but you should say something if 3 of your best players get hurt in a preseason game and the attack is falling apart like a paper airplane. Fans are already making things tough. Fever. It's getting dangerous. On Twitter. Some people want to change the way things work. Some people want Coach White fired right now, even though it's only May. That's how unstable things are now. The short leash means that if things go badly in the first few games of the season, ownership may start to make calls. The thing is, players can tell when a method is bad. They know when the teacher doesn't understand what's going on. Their body language shows it. For their part, the Fever players aren't feeling it, neither with the offense nor with each other. There is no chemistry or flow. There are just a lot of ISO-flawed plays where we hope Caitlin saves the day. She won't if she never touches the ball, that much is clear. With Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever have a gold mine. It's like a greasy watermelon at a summer party, but they're messing it up anyway. She's not just any rookie. She's a national brand on the move. And she's the reason why half of Gen Z even knows what the WNBA is. So why is she being used as a third option in a practice game before the season? We have Aaliyah Boston, who is the Rookie of the Year right now, and she's being dropped in the paint without any help. She needs some space. She needs people who can shoot her. She needs an approach that works, not whatever Coach White has been writing on the board. This moving offense looks like it was taken from a high school team that used the touch the ball so no one gets mad method. This is not basketball for kids. This is professional ball. They're also using Caitlin and Aaliyah in a bad way. It seems fishy. They want to make Caitlin feel bad, right? Because it feels like they're trying to stop her from taking charge. You don't just give your star rookie the keys to the car and tell her to sit in the back seat. It doesn't work that way. That's not how any of this works. I also want to remember Sophie Cunningham. She's not there to make you laugh. She is a tough defense, gives you edge and the power to hit big shots. What did she do when she crashed? In the second quarter? Keep quiet. No fighting back. There was no fire from the bench. The whole team seems to have been told to just deal with it and keep going. That's a bad way to think. You don't do anything when one of your shooters gets punched. You're telling every team in the league, hey, come pick on us. We're not going to fight back. It was a plan for that Dream game. Atlanta wasn't even very good at basketball. They played tough. They were in the body. They caught. The Fever went away when they sped up. Not all the way, but just enough to be seen. And there was reason. Early season. It should have been the warm-up or a show. It felt more like a story to teach a lesson. For lit sides, let's talk about Caitlin's tech quickly, since that was the only time she looked like herself. She growled at the ref, showed some anger, and hit someone in the face. The crowd finally woke up at that very moment. People paid money to see that side of Caitlin Clark. There's something wrong if she has to get angry to tap into it. She's not cocky. She likes to win. There's a change. These rules, on the other hand, take away her spirit before it even has a chance to light up the league. And the reaction won't be mild if Coach White doesn't change his mind soon. There are already fans all around. The WNBA reporters are already getting their knives ready. The people on this team don't think they're blind either. They understand when a method doesn't click. When they play the same dull set that ends with a contested jumper and 2 seconds left on the shot clock, they feel it every time. The elephant in the room hasn't even been brought up yet. Number of watchers and ticket sales. The league knows that Caitlin gets people's attention. The season was planned to be like a Caitlin Clark World Tour. Do you think they're going to let her score 12 points and hand out 4 assists while the offense fails and the team goes 9-31 again? Not a chance. The league won't let Indiana blow this chance. There will be pressure from the front office and the media, and don't be surprised if some people in Caitlin's camp start talking to reporters behind her back about how upset she is. It's coming. You can feel the heat building up already. It will blow up after one bad loss early in the season. Now let's talk about how things feel in the locker room. On TV, everyone is trying to be nice, but you can tell what they really mean. Interviews after the game were empty. There is no chemistry or spark. Players talking about how they are working through things and having faith in the process. Bro, it's not brain surgery. It's a moving violation. That doesn't mean it will work magically in July if it doesn't work now. Also, let's be honest. No one came to see 18 plays end in a missed mid-range shot. People came to see Aaliyah Boston beat people in the paint, while Caitlin threw no-look dimes and logo threes. That's not gonna happen. Not even close. The Fever are acting scared right now. They're giving every item too much thought. There's no reason for the ball to be moving. It seems like no one is just playing because they don't want to step on anyone's toes. That starts with the coach. Stephanie White needs to choose right now. Does Caitlin have a team here or not? Because if it is, you should give her the keys. Get rid of the motion sets. Pick up and roll high. Get her ready for change. Put shooters far apart on the floor. Aaliyah should jump off the edge. Defenses should have to really work. Otherwise, why are we here if it's not her team? Why do you want to pick her? Why try to sell her? This season, why is her face on every WNBA sign if she's only going to be the second or third choice behind a system that doesn't work on NBA 2K? Say this out loud. To do well, the WNBA needs Caitlin Clark. It's not just about her. This is about the new fans she's bringing to the game and the people who watch both types of games. It's not just basketball that she's a part of. You don't let a cultural moment go to waste in an attack that looks like it came from a 1998 coaching manual. This is what needs to happen. Blow up the attack. Move Izzy is dead. Give it up. Give the ball to Caitlin. You should attack her through her instead of around her. Make the floor bigger. Let people shoot. Allow slashers to cut. Hold the players responsible. No one rests. Everyone stands up. Don't stand by and let your stars get hurt. Say something. Keep your players safe, because the Indiana Fever are squandering a great chance right now, and they don't get many of those. Let's not act like this brand has always been a big deal. This is their window. This is their shot. And they're not just losing games if they mess it up by putting young, talented players into a scheme that doesn't work. They're probably losing their coach as well as friends and credibility. Last but not least, Caitlin Clark didn't come to the W to be normal. She came to take over. Let her or someone else do it. Don't let talented people waste your time. If you want real basketball, click the like button and follow. We're not hiding the fact that this season is going to get messy. Share your ideas in the box below. What should Coach White do? Should he pull the offense? Because if this keeps up, someone will get cooked, and it won't be the other team.